Alright, YouTube and whoever else sees this video. I just want to do a video here on this furnace that we got. It's a pretty old furnace. Obviously you can see that's a Ultra SX something or other. But I have the cover off of it, and I'm just gonna show you guys some of the things that I've been dealing with here. This furnace was put into this house before we moved in. We've been here about 10 years, but it's an Armstrong furnace. This furnace was actually manufactured in the 80s, I believe. If I could find the somewhere on there. I can't even see it, but I know it's on there because I've seen it before. But it's manufactured in the 80s, so this furnace has been here a long time. But I want to do a video on the pressure switches and on what makes this thing sometimes not work. I've been dealing with this furnace here for a while now, but right now you can kind of see my little fan I got rigged up, but I'll explain all that here in a little bit and why I have that fan there. But as you can see down here, this down here is the motherboard, and this is the bottom of the furnace. Here you can see this door that comes open right here. So the main blower is down there, you can kind of see that, and then it goes up to the top there's another blower there. Then you got your pressure switches and your hoses and everything. Gas intake, your gas intake. Right here is a switch that shuts the furnace off. It kills the power to it, so it's got a switch there. So I'll start with down here. Right now the furnace should be on right now, but as you can see, there's a light blinking down there on the motherboard. That light, the way that light is blinking right now, it's indicating a certain issue. And I mean, the only way to know what the issue is, there's a in the manual, it tells you what the different issues are. But as I'll show you a couple of things that I've done to this furnace here to kind of make it easier to work with. First of all, this door right here has a kill switch on it that goes right here, and this is actually the wiring for it right here. I've gotten rid of that kill switch because I've had to open up this door so many times to get down in here, that this kill switch was making it hard. So I've gotten rid of that kill switch. It went bad. This switch right here shut the whole furnace off, and when this switch went bad, I just never replaced it. I just wired it together so it wouldn't. So I just basically got rid of the switch. And then the other thing is back here. There is a. Let me see if I can focus this in better. Why is this not working? Okay, back here, I don't know why it's not focusing. There it is. Okay, that switch back here, I'll put my hand on it, but it's this switch up here. That is some type of sensor, overheat sensor. It's like a temperature sensor for the heat box, which is right here. And as you can see in there, there's no fire in there. It's not on. The whole thing is shut down. So basically what happens is once it hits temperature, so the thermostat upstairs is set at 73. It's middle winter right now and the furnace is not working, but the thermostat upstairs, it's set at 73. It's set to hold at 73, and right now the fireplace in the living room is actually warming up the front of the house, so it's actually keeping that part of the house warm a little bit, but the furnace should still be on because of the because it's still saying that it should be firing. You know, it hasn't hit the holding temperature right now, so it hasn't hit the holding temperature. It's not firing. It's not on. It shut itself off, which it does that when it hits temperature, and then it stays running for a little while without it being without the firebox being on. It shuts off, and I'm not sure exactly what that problem is, but it's got something to do with, I think, that box down there, but I'm not real sure exactly why it shuts off. But I'm gonna do a demonstration on how I get my furnace to come back on. So the first thing I do is I kill the switch here. I give it a couple seconds, and then I'll turn it back on. Let me shut this dryer off. I do a lot of stuff myself here, and I got a gas dryer that's hooked on, and that's what that noise was. It was the dryer. Okay, so maybe we can hear a little bit better now. Okay, so I shut this kill switch off. I'm gonna turn it back on. You're gonna hear well, actually, you know what? Before I turn it back on, I'm gonna explain to you why I have this fan right here. I got this fan right here because, again, this furnace is old, and this switch back here, basically it comes unscrewed. It's just a little sensor. That's all it is. It's got a little button in the middle, and it trips when it gets too hot. It trips, and you just gotta kind of like push it right in the middle right here, and there's a little button right there. You push it in, and then it's supposed to it makes the connection again. So when this switch goes off, it won't let the firebox fire. It won't let the furnace fire. So what had happened was I had replaced that switch. That switch went bad on me a couple years ago, and the switch that I put on there was a different kind, and it did not reset itself. It doesn't reset itself like the old one did. The old one, when it got too hot in here, the switch would go off, and then once it cooled down, the switch would reset and it would let the furnace fire again. Well, that switch doesn't let it do that no more. So now what happens is, if it gets too hot, the switch goes off and it doesn't reset. So that's why I put this fan right here. So this fan is just a regular little fan that's plugged into an outlet, and it's just like a little car fan or something. And I have it aimed right up there at that corner right there, and it keeps that cool enough so that it doesn't trip. So that I don't have to come down here running every 10 minutes, 20 minutes to reset that switch manually, which is what I had to do before. So now I flipped the switch off. The furnace is not on. I killed the power. Now I'm going to flip the switch back on, and you can hear it come on. So now the furnace is firing. It's not firing yet. It's just on now. So now I'm going to look down here, and I'm going to look at this box, this light on here. If that light starts blinking multiple times, then I know that it's not going to fire, and I know that there's going to be something wrong with the pressure switches. So, alright, so I just heard the clicks. Now the glow plug is on. It's going to try to fire, but it's not doing it. It's not going to fire. It's not firing. So it's going to do that 3 times, then the whole system's going to shut down again. Now, this is one of the reasons why I got rid of this switch right here for this door, because every time I open up this door, it killed the power, so I couldn't really work on it. So now I look down there now, and you see the lights blinking, and I already know because I've read the manual before. So that light blinking 3 times means that one of the pressure switches is stuck. So normally what I do is I go over here and I shut the power off again. I kill the power. Now you see how there's different hoses here. There's a set of hoses here that come. This orange hose comes from the gas regulator, and it goes up into the firebox, and then it goes into both pressure switches. It goes into this one, and then it also goes into this one. And then there's a clear hose here that goes into both pressure switches as well. The other hose goes in back here. There's one here, and then it goes and it hooks onto the blower unit right here. So this is where I usually start at. I usually pull this blower unit hose out, and I slowly blow in it. You can kind of hear the noise that it makes from the switches. So I blow in and out. I blow in and I suck out kind of lightly a little bit, and I turn the switch back on. I turn the power back onto the unit, and I go down here and take a look and see the light, see if the light's gonna blink. Sometimes it blinks right away, sometimes it doesn't. So right now it's not blinking, so that means that the furnace is gonna it's gonna try to fire again. So I can hear the clicking noises when it tells it when it's ready to. There it goes. So now it's gonna try to fire again. Oh, and it didn't fire again. So and then we look down here, and there's the big licks again. Okay. All right. So now we have to get a little bit more aggressive with it. That doesn't mean blow hard or suck hard on this hose, because you don't want to damage the pressure switches. They're not very, they're delicate. They're not meant for a lot of hard blowing and sucking. But I usually do that about 4 or 5 times, turn it back on. Now this time, sometimes what I do is I tap on these, flick these a little bit, and I'm gonna kind of wait for it to fire, or wait for the glow plug to come on. Which it should be coming on here pretty soon. There it goes. We'll give it a couple seconds, and then I'm gonna give it a tap right here. Bam. There it goes. And you can see that it's fired. Now, the tap that I do right here, I do a tap right there. Like, I wait for the glow plug to come on, and then I count about maybe 4 or 5 seconds while the plug is on, and then I hit right here. And I think what that does is that it shakes the thing up here a little bit. It shakes the whole unit a little bit, enough to kind of trigger these switches to kind of open up from being stuck and fire. So there it is, man. The furnace is fired. It's on. And you know, like I said, it's an old furnace. You know, it's just an old furnace. And sometimes, you know, if you kind of learn what different parts are and what they do, you can kind of set it up to work. You know, and you can just kind of keep an eye on it. So that's my video, man, on the Armstrong furnace from the 80s. And good luck to anybody that has one of these, and hopefully this video helped you out. Peace.